We know way more about galaxies light years away than the ocean below us. In fact, only 5% of the world's oceans have been explored. This leaves 95% of the world's oceans totally unexplored. Last year, scientists discovered 71 new species of ocean creatures. So it's no wonder that sometimes people catch some mysterious and creepy creatures under the ocean. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at the scariest ocean creatures caught on camera. But before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming up first, we have SHAPESHIFTER. We all know the concept of shape-shifting in sci-fi, but based on this footage underwater, that may well be a reality. This footage was taken 3,700 feet underwater. The footage, which was captured by a diving team back in 2013, shows what appears to be a bizarre-looking symbol. It kind of looks like a cool tattoo, but it's floating underwater. It glides right across the ocean floor, and you may think it's litter or man-made. But then this happens. As you can see, it transforms into a cube. It also seems to have red, yellow, and orange lights on its head. It kind of looks like an alien spaceship or an alien creature. The lights then flicker blue and green. Some think this may be a ctenophora, that is basically a large glowing jellyfish. But those things don't shapeshift like this thing does. And they're also transparent, not dark black. Next up is giant megalodon. Megalodons are said to be the largest species of shark of all time. They lived approximately 23 to 3.6 million years ago, but many say that megalodons still exist and are not extinct. After all, there's been many sightings of them, and most of the ocean is unexplored. One such video of a possible megalodon was taken in Pakistan. The shark in this footage is 40 feet long, much bigger than any normal shark. It was washed up and then captured by the harbour authorities of Pakistan. They used a construction crane to lift its body onto the harbour. You can see the shark is malnourished as it's not had any food in a long time. But perhaps if it had eaten, it would look as big or bigger than a megalodon. Apparently this was never properly identified and they simply dumped the specimen. Sadly, no marine scientists were let near it. But if they were, perhaps we would have got confirmation that megalodons indeed still exist. Next up is NINGEN. We all know of Western underwater creature folklore, for example, the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. But Japan has their very own mysterious creatures, which many say are myths. NINGEN is said to be a humanoid life form that is off the coast of Japan. It was originally discovered in 2004 by Japanese whale researchers. And in one video from the Japanese Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology, you can see what appears to be a NINGEN. This gigantic creature seems to have eyes and a mouth. The creature looks harmless and playful, but the legend says that NINGENs are deadly. Some have said this creature is simply a whale, but there's no species of whale that looks anything like this. So is this a NINGEN, or is it a different creature we've never discovered before? Either way, it's very amazing and pretty creepy too. Next up is turtle snake. One day, someone was on St. Simons Island near Florida in 2018. When they were walking by the coast, they stumbled across something they thought was a log. When they got closer, they realized it was not a log of wood, but instead a bizarre sea creature. This creature has the head of a turtle, but the body of a snake. It also has fins on either side of its body. The man, named Jeff Warren, quickly pulled out his camera and began recording. Sadly, scientists have not identified this creature, but even after looking at marine biology forum posts about this, no one could be sure as to what it was. Leave a comment below if you think you know what this bizarre creature could be. Coming up next is Megalodon versus whale. If megalodons still exist, then they would be the ultimate underwater predators. Very few people have ever seen what they claim to be megalodons. And when megalodons have been caught on camera, they're usually washed up. This video was taken in the open waters by a fisherman. He was recording a large whale which was near his boat at night. But then the unbelievable happens. A gigantic creature many say is a megalodon scoops up the animal. It threw the whale up into the air and then pushes it back down. This causes a massive splash in the water and the fishermen freak out. This may well have been a megalodon as it was able to pick up a whale. Whales weigh about 200 tons. That's around 200 great white sharks. Leave me a comment telling me if you think this is a megalodon or a different underwater creature. Next up is Champ. Champ is a mysterious underwater piece of folklore you may not have heard about before. Champ is the name of a lake monster said to live in Lake Champlain. This is a 125-mile long body of fresh water shared by New York and Vermont. There's also a portion which extends into Quebec, Canada. Many people in the areas of Burlington, Vermont, Plattsburgh, and New York report seeing Champ. Based on the very few images of it, it has a similar appearance to the Loch Ness Monster. Well, this footage taken by fishermen appears to corroborate the scary story of Champ. The New York fishermen see the creature poke its head out from the surface of the water. The fishermen went on the news to say this was only a small part of the large creature they saw. Every year there's around 20 sightings of Champ at the lake. 2 former FBI agents actually verified this footage the fishermen took. Next up is Ghost Squid. This footage comes from the oil company Shell. Shell have oil refineries in oceans all over the world. These go incredibly deep and they have cameras right at the ocean's floor. In 2008, one of Shell's cameras caught this bizarre alien-like creature. The odd and gigantic creature was near one of their oil platforms. This was off the coast of the USA, around 200 miles from Texas. Some say this is a magna pinna squid. These are gigantic squids with very long tentacles. But this one does look slightly different, and to this day many say it's alien life. Next up is Toxic Mystery. This may well be a creature, but it's so mysterious we don't really know. In the summer of 2016, residents of Florida found a toxic sludge inside their waters. The sludge was like a green and grey algae. 4 counties in Florida declared a state of emergency as this stuff was dangerous. The algae would smell terrible and would cause people to be sick if they smelt it. If you touched it, it would cause skin and stomach irritation. It also gave people headaches and other forms of sickness and burned people's eyes. But the question everyone asked was, why is this happening? Some blamed climate change, and others blamed energy and fertilizer companies dumping things into the waters. This may well have been toxic waste dumped from a chemical factory. This could have mutated into algae, creating a toxic mess. It's still a massive scandal, and I think someone out there is responsible. But 4 years later, this mystery is still yet to be solved. And next up, we have Deep Megalodon. This is a piece of Megalodon footage, but it's taken deeper than any other piece of Megalodon footage ever. In 2006, these aquatic researchers were at the ocean's floor. This is where pretty much no one goes because it takes absolutely ages to get down there and it can be very dangerous and expensive. That's when they see a creature that looks like an oversized shark. This was recorded at 3,300 feet below sea level. The researchers used 2 red laser dots to try and estimate its size. And it is indeed the size of a potential megalodon. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Vote in the poll in the top right corner. Do you think megalodon exists or not? If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thank you for watching. There'll be some more videos you may like on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.